what concerns you the most about this storm?
Yeah, we'll walk through the different impacts here. So the rain is going to be a pretty significant aspect of this storm. 8 to 12 inches, you can see here in the very, very dark green, widespread Cape Coral, Tampa, Orlando, up to Daytona Beach. So we're expecting to see widespread flooding across most of the panhandle or most of the peninsula of Florida there. The winds, very windy here, especially right at the coast where the storm is making landfall. That's where we can see those winds 100, 120, 130 miles per hour. And if the storm is able to move ashore even stronger, potentially as a Cat 4, the winds could even be a little bit stronger than that. But you can see how big. Look how the wind field kind of looks like almost like a cone. That's because we're anticipating the wind field to expand. Remember how I talked about that eye wall replacement cycle? You can see how down here the storm is fairly compact. But over the course of the next few days, expect that wind field to grow immensely and cover most of the Florida peninsula here. I don't think it'll be quite as big as Helene, but it does look like it's going to be growing in size. But the thing that really, really concerns me is going to be the storm surge. We'll kind of take a look, kind of out and then work our way in. But you can see most of Florida, and even on the Atlantic side, we can see 1 to 3 feet, even 3 to 6 feet here, southern Georgia, northern Florida there. But where I'm really concerned, it's going to be the Tampa Bay area and just south of there. So it's going to depend where the storm comes in. Right now, we're forecasting the storm to move in just south of the Tampa Bay area. And this is the area right here in red. We have it highlighted here. 15 to 20 feet of storm surge expected there. So that's Sarasota right there. That is what we're very concerned about. And again, that is above normally dry land. So just figure you're at the beach, you stick your toes in the water, 15 to 20 feet above that, and then kind of straight inland. That's the kind of flooding we're expecting. And even in Tampa Bay, 10 to 15 feet of storm surge into Tampa Bay, extending all the way down to Fort Myers. And small variations in the track can make all the difference here. If the storm, worst case scenario for Tampa would be a storm to move up towards maybe like the St. Petersburg area. So in like this would be the worst case scenario for the Tampa Bay area because all the water is going to be shoved into Tampa Bay. If the track verifies like that, we would have to take up Tampa Bay likely into that 15 to 20 foot storm surge. That is why there's mandatory evacuations in a lot of these areas, because we're expecting the storm surge potentially in some areas to be catastrophic.
There are already mandatory evacuations in the area. People have already left?
I sure hope so. Like I said, mandatory evacuations, especially for these barrier islands down here, those people, they absolutely need to get out, especially if the emergency officials are telling them to do so. The barrier islands have been significantly weakened by Helene that went through earlier. A lot of the dunes have been reduced. A lot of the kind of the natural protection that those barrier islands offer has been significantly reduced due to Helene. And so now with this storm coming in, it's not going to take as much to cause a lot of damage. So that is why a lot of the mandatory evacuations actually started yesterday. And so the emergency management officials were way on top of that, making sure people had plenty of time to get out safely. So certainly we urge people to listen to those evacuation orders.